Take one.
Take one. We don't do multiple takes on this show. This is one take, no script, no edit. This is how it goes. All right, let's roll. Hello and welcome to episode
20
of the Maverick Games Podcast. I'm Mike Brown, creative director here at Maverick Games, and we have two brand new characters joining us on the Maverick Games pod today. First of all, we've got...
Chris Phillips.
And what do you do here, Chris?
I'm the lead vehicle handling designer.
And what does one of them do?
I make the cars drive.
Make the cars drive. That is an adequate summary. We'll dig deeper into that throughout the show. And
hello, I'm Andy Baranowski.
And what do you do, Andy?
My job is a car curator.
What does that sound made up, Andy? What is that job?
That's a very good question. I'm essentially responsible for car lists, so choosing the cars that are in the game, and also being generally an ambassador for all things cars within Maverick.
Yes, well, again, let's dig into that a little bit more throughout the course of the show. All right, so we're going to kick off with some news, as we often do on the Maverick pod.
You said this was going to be a good one, right? Yeah. I should probably buckle up, shouldn't I? So.
For those watching on the audio version of the podcast, Andy just fastened his seatbelt. We are recording today, as always, from inside the Maverick Multipla. You guys involved in the origin story of this.
We were, yeah. God, what a job that was finding a Fiat Multipla in the first place, let alone getting it here.
So by the time this show goes out, because full disclosure for people at home, we are recording this on the 25th of June. So you're going to be hearing this a little bit in the future. But later on today, we have that live stream that's going out where we're going to be doing a big gameplay showcase. If people have already seen that, then they might have already got a clue as to why this thing is in our office. But anyway, over to you guys. How did we get this?
As you may have alluded to, it might have quite a significant role in Clutch, you could say. Whenever we choose a car that we want to include in the game, you then have to find an example of that car to then photograph it or scan it or however you capture that to then make the 3D game asset. So the most logical solution for us was, rather than paying to source a Fiat Multipla in whatever way, why don't we just buy one? That turned into quite a challenge. Chris and I spent much time scouring the depths of Facebook Marketplace, which is...
and we bought the cheapest one available.
Yeah, because it was the only one available. By default, it was the cheapest one.
So also the most expensive one available.
Yeah. A lovely guy down in the south of England with his family who were absolutely obsessed with multiplas, all things multiplas. He had a real collection going in multiple multiplas. Yeah. So,
how many did he have?
I think he had three at the time. Yeah, but he also is responsible for running the Multipla, like essentially owners club on Facebook, and has been through significantly more multiplas since we purchased this one.
Amazing.
He's doing God's work. He's keeping the multipla dream alive for many people.
So does he know what we've done with it?
Yeah. We kept him in the loop of what was going on. But I don't think he maybe would approve of some of the upgrades that we made to the multipla over the course of the live stream.
The ironing board you strapped to the back. Yeah.
That's a high performance downforce device that we've fitted to the back of it. We definitely didn't buy it off a shopping website from the other side of the world.
Was it Temu?
No, it wasn't. It was Amazon. So.
Right. Okay. Actually, we don't talk about them.
Yeah,
I thought you could say it. No. Okay.
I think the worrying thing is we've seen this same thing on cars on the road.
Yeah, and you should see how much it wobbles when you move the car around.
Can we make it wobble?
Yeah, at motorway speeds must be pretty terrifying.
It moves more than you think, doesn't it, when you shuffle your way around? Okay, cool. So we should link him to the live stream later on so we can actually see it in the game.
Yeah.
All right. And if you're watching this, then I guess go back on our YouTube channel and find that stream, and then you can watch it. And
Okay. Don't at us about the terrible mods. Sorry.
All right. So we were going to talk a little bit about the news. We were going to talk about Toy Story. So in preparation, I know we all agreed that we would go and watch Toy Story over the weekend. I went to our local Everyman over in Stratford. Bloody good film, Toy Story 5. I loved it. I did cry a lot.
I didn't know you were such a crier. That's,
I was a mess.
The soft side of you.
Even like driving back in the car with the family, I was like, it's really affected me. But that wasn't the thing we were going to talk about. We wanted to talk about those those beautiful cars that Porsche revealed the other day.
Phenomenal collaboration. Yeah, I mean, it must be two of your favorite things in the world ever combined into one, right? So yeah,
it's a shame they are one of one, aren't they? They're three one of one cars. What's the actual? Where are they going to live? Do you know?
They sold for charity.
Yeah, they're being sold for charity. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah. That's fantastic. There was a brief moment where I was calculating whether I could be the proud owner of a Buzz Lightyear 911, but I'm not that rich.
I don't know whether they have been sold yet or they're being sold soon, but you might have to make another sneaky trip over to the
I imagine in any case I can't afford a one of one Buzz Lightyear Porsche. Even if I've got time to make the auction, I ain't that rich. So so make sure you wishlist this game so the next time around I can get if it happens again, I'll be able to afford it. So yeah, I mean, go on. We can probably put some pictures on screen so people at home can see what it is we're talking about. Tell us about it, Andy. Tell us about.
Okay, yeah. There were 3 cars, absolutely fantastic choices. There were a Buzz Lightyear themed GT3 RS, a Targa that was the Jessie themed car, and a Carrera T that was the Woody car. And that Porsche absolutely knocked it out of the park with capturing the essence of each of those characters. I mean, Chris is absolutely obsessed with GT3 RSs, and I think the Buzz one was your favorite, right?
Yeah, it's things like the wing on it looks like Buzz Lightyear's wing. Yeah. And you were saying earlier when the doors go out, they've upholstered the doors, so it's kind of looks like Buzz.
Looks amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The paint on the Woody car was sanded back to make it look like denim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You had the Jessie's, like the chaps with the sort of cowhide on the floor mats, the Pixar ball as the gear shifter on Woody's car. There was just like so many layers to it. I mean, Pixar always do a phenomenal job of making stuff great for the kids, but also great for the adults. And like that attention to detail just like came through in these cars as well. So
you could really see the fun they'd had making it.
Yes.
It was like they're just, obviously nobody was saying no on the budget department on this one. So many parts of it were just like genuine, complete work genuine, unique work they will have had to do this one time only. They'll never see any benefit of that again. Like unique upholstery and stuff is like it's crazy.
The "It's for Charity" card got handed out a lot, didn't it? Through it, it's like you can't say no to that. It's tugging at people's heartstrings.
Yeah, there's definitely a person in the finance room that said we could just give money to charity.
Yeah,
this is giving money to charity with loads of extra steps.
Yeah.
All right. The other thing you had on the news list was the Taycan, the E-Shift. Go on, Chris. Tell us all about it. Tell us why you love it.
I think they're really interesting. Hyundai with the 5N did it.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for it was when you're on track trying to learn a track, you tend to remember what gear you are in a corner.
Mm-hmm.
So like, this corner's 3rd gear. With an EV, you've just got 1 gear.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of is a really good tool for learning the speeds for a track and things like that. So yeah, I think it's a very interesting thing to do from the driving point of view, not just trying to make it more like an ICE.
Yeah, I mean, I think it brings a little bit more of the kind of fun and the emotion back to it, which I certainly appreciate as an ICE enthusiast. But yeah, it's cool.
But you're not anti-EV, are you? As a previous owner of an EV.
Yeah, that's how I know I don't like them, Andy. You see. I'm not one of these people that's anti-EV without having purchased one. I owned one. And I was like, well,
been there, done that.
Don't need to do that again. Cool. So, Andy, new feature. What car did you drive to work today?
I drove my 1996 Ford Mustang Cobra.
Sick. All right, Andy, tell us why that car is the best car in the world.
It's the best car in the world because it's the best Mustang that I could afford. But in reality, I wanted a rear-wheel drive car with a V8 and a manual gearbox, and I wasn't in a position to be able to afford an M3 or an Australian car of any description. The Mustang was specifically these like mid-90s Mustangs, a very left field choice because let's face it, 90s car design wasn't always kind. And they look like a bit of a sort of soapbox design. And my car in particular is white with a very, very tan interior, which some people like.
It's a choice.
Yeah, it's
well, we'll have overlaid some pictures of your car here. So the world is seeing
it's completely unwashed state.
Well, we haven't filmed it yet, so you can watch it. but you've got a few days before this goes out to get us some get a clean version of your car to slot in here. Thank you, Sarah.
It's going to get a lot better anyway. We're working on it. Chris and I have taken the cars over to Germany to Nürburgring before and done track days. and I've just bought a set of long tube exhaust headers for it. So I'm looking forward to that proper V8 noise. So it will be better. It will be the bestest best car soon.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, next time you're on the pod, we can show the new exhaust.
Yeah.
Chris, what did you drive to work today?
I drove in my 2020 Ford Ranger Raptor.
Ford Ranger Raptor. All right, Chris, why is that car the best car in the world?
Best car in the world today because my 911's broken.
What happened to your 911?
Exhaust manifold needs repairing.
Danger to manifold?
Yeah, literally. Oh, no.
Flash that up as well, please. So, all right, tell us about the Ranger. Why do you have that car? Why do you have it?
So me and my partner do road trips.
Mm-hmm.
We do off-road stuff. So last year we took it into the Pyrenees, literally drove up some ski slopes in it. That was good fun.
Wow.
And because it's a Raptor, Ford do good stuff with Raptors, it works very well off-road.
Cool.
And it looks pretty badass.
It's amazingly kitted out as well. What he hasn't told you is all the overlanding gear that it's got on it.
Yeah, so it's got like a full 270-degree awning, roof tent, and then like a full kitchen in the back of it, that kind of stuff, which isn't in it today.
And the awning is at exactly the height of my forehead. So
as it swings out.
Chris always brings it when we go racing, and it's an amazing area of shade to hide away. Like this weekend at Snetterton was absolutely baking, and every time I walk underneath it, I'd clang my head on this damn awning.
I've set up for my height.
Yeah, funnily enough, it's no trouble for Chris. Yeah, so maybe it's a me problem.
It's not your car, is it?
No. it's how very thoughtful.
All right, thanks, guys. And the other thing that we were going to talk about before we jump into the game was your kind of work outside of work. So for those who don't know, Andy is our in-house racing driver. That allows him to bring a level of expertise to the game in terms of what it's like to be on track. What is the emotion? What's the feel? What's the physicality of it like being in a race track? So a race car. Tell us, Andy, what is it like?
It's awesome.
There you go. Yeah, that's the insight you were hoping for.
Nothing comes quite close to it. It's been a phenomenal experience. It's been an incredibly expensive experience, but it's been an incredibly rewarding experience as well. But it's been absolutely incredible having Chris along with me with the expertise that he brings. We're two very different people that our brains operate in complete opposite ways. But Chris is very much my Bono, not the U2 one, Pete Bonington, the Formula One engineer. So very often I will come into the pits at the end of the session and I'll say, "Oh, Bono, my tyres are gone because I've been drifting around all the corners." And Chris will be able to look at the information that I give him. Like we'll look at the YouTube GoPro footage of the session that we've just been out in, look at the way I've been driving it, look at the circuit, and you're able to take your experience as a handling designer and the physics that lay underneath and tell me, oh right, like what happens if we knock a little bit of rear roll bar out? What happens if we increase the damping to stop the car from diving in a particular way when you're on the brakes? And I can tell you 100% that every time he does that, it makes a positive difference to the car's handling in the next session that I have. So he's an absolute magic source of knowledge to have along with me. And it goes to show that the knowledge that Chris has developed both through all the stuff we do in real cars and the stuff that you developed making games is absolutely transferable into the real world. All right, Chris, now describe him. What's he like?
He's quite a good driver.
Sometimes a bit ham-fisted, but yeah.
Excellent use of words there, guys. Thanks so much. And to those at home that might have expected a longer answer to that, I can only apologise. All right, hopefully we saw some footage there. Hopefully if you're watching on the video format, then we were able to overlay some footage of Andy driving over that for drama. And if not, I guess, roll video. Who knows how this will end up in the edit. All right, so next up, I guess we should talk about Clutch. That is the actual reason that everyone has tuned in. So I guess over to you, Chris. I guess talk us a little bit about your job, the day-to-day of what you do, and what should players expect from the handling experience in Clutch.
So I said earlier, I'm the guy that makes the car drive. There's actually a team of us. So there's a team of us, 3 designers, 2 physics engineers, working on creating what we think is the best handling for Clutch. Excuse me. And the route we've gone down is we are a simcade. I think it's very important when you go down that route to kind of define what simcade means. And for me, it's something that's got the edges rounded off. It drives fun. A line I like to use that turns mistakes into moments. But ultimately underneath, the car should drive like a real car. Weight transfer should exist. The way the car behaves with certain inputs should be the same as the real world. It's just fun. And it really does reward the player for going into a corner, a little bit hot, getting the back end out, and then pulling that cool drift out of the corner.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, it's something that I say so often that like the game needs to have the ability for you to mess it up. Otherwise, it can never feel satisfying when you nail it.
Yeah.
And that is a thing that I think a lot of people in games, and especially in our genre, can get wrong. They see people mess up and they think, oh, that's a problem. We need to like add more player assists or take more physical detail away, make it so that every player can have an amazing experience and feel like a superhero every time. And whilst that is well intended, the reality is you feel like a superhero one time, but every subsequent time when you realize, oh, there wasn't really that much chance that I could have messed that up, it loses that satisfaction really quick. Whereas the handling that we have, I think, allows you to never really fully be at like absolute maximum mastery. It always feels like there's more improvement you can get out of it, more improvement that you can get out of it. So you always are able to kind of chase that next level and stay satisfied. And again, as a question, so if I'm an enthusiast of this genre and I love driving games, what kind of experiences should people be looking forward to? And give us some nuanced detail in like how the cars drive and what they can expect.
Yeah, so for me, it's depth. It's a handling model that you pick up on the first day and you really start to learn it. But even 2, 3, 4 weeks in, you're still learning it. You're progressing through different cars, and each car takes a little while to get to grips with. Much like the real world, like when you change between cars, you have to learn them. That's exactly what we're looking for here. So every time the player changes car, they get a totally different experience and something new to learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that variety between cars is something that will be a big feel feature of Clutch, actually, where you do just feel a personality each time you change.
I think that's a big high point for me is the character of each individual car that the team has managed to capture. Like looking at an old American muscle car and the way that it will just absolutely slay its tires, and you can slide it around really lazily, versus the precision of a sort of a track-based Porsche or similar. The difference in feel between those vehicles is exactly what the gamers will expect from it, and what Clutch is delivering.
Yeah, there's that moment near the start, isn't there, where you get to the first street race and you buy your first car, whether it's going to be the RX-7, the Focus, or the M3. And I've demoed this a lot to a lot of people, and I always feel like they're kind of looking at the cars, and I think they're probably looking at them really on an aesthetic level first. But I always do just kind of jump in and just like give them a little steer on how each one of them feels, because even at that early part of the game, which is inside the first 20 minutes, like there's real big flavor differences between those cars. Yeah. Which is your favorite?
Ooh.
This is our for those at home. Again, you'll be able to see this in the stream we did the other day. Maybe we'll play some footage of that now. So you've got RX-7, Mark 1 Ford Focus, isn't it? The RS, and the E46 M3.
Mm-hmm. Aesthetically, M3. Mm-hmm. How it drives, RX-7.
Yeah,
that car is really nicely balanced for that race. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stick up for the plucky little Focus.
I knew you would.
I'm an Essex boy. You can't take that away from me. But yeah, that's a completely different experience again, because it's that front wheel drive. It's got the differential in it. The way that drags itself around a corner is 100% different to what the M3 or the RX-7 would do. And Chris's team have done a great job of making that what you would expect, to happen.
Yeah, you touched on it there, Chris. But there's an authenticity to it that I think it's kind of one part personality, one part authenticity, where like you're saying that, as you say, they do have that feel as though you would expect from the real life car, which is the authentic part. And then they have that kind of personality where I feel like it's it's almost like the kind of the soul of the car.
It's not a caricature of the cars. That's too far in that direction, but it's maybe a slightly elevated version of reality where you get to experience the best of what those emotions are that those cars bring out.
So how'd you do it, Chris? How'd you make him drive that way?
Well, I was going to say, so for me, one of the kind of fundamentals of the Simcade is we do use real world data. So our weight distributions, our mass, our power, all of that is from the real world. But one of the areas we focused on is load transfer or weight transfer, which is what kind of gives you that character. So you drive a
Spider RS.
Yeah, Spider RS. It's a rearward weight distribution, 911 even more so. That comes across because the way that weight's moving around, how it's loading up the tires. That's been a real focus for us with our tire model as well. It's how it reacts to load change is what kind of creates that feeling. And a lot of focus has gone into that to give that depth.
Cool. And I wanted to talk a little bit about to get even more technical on it, because we are in Unreal Engine 5 and people will have seen or maybe even played it in something like Fortnite, that Unreal 5 does support cars. Talk to us about that, Chris.
Yes, it does support cars.
Things that have the appearance of a car.
Factually correct.
Yes. Unreal 5 is, the way I'd say its vehicles work is that they're like a mode of transport. It's not really the focus of gameplay. And that's fine, right? For most games, that's all they need. For us, though, it is the focus of gameplay. It's what the player is doing like 95% of the time in the game. It's driving a car. So we did... we have made our own vehicle simulation. Which doesn't use. We
made it from nothing. Built from our own simulation.
Built it from nothing.
Careful. You'll end up on that bloody subreddit, Chris. Go on. Anyway, you've built it. Go on.
Yeah, we've built our own vehicle simulation because that was really the only way we could go down, especially with the kind of idea we had for what the handling had to be. It had to be built in-house and by ourselves. And that's allowed us to craft it very specifically and focus on really key areas. I mentioned our tire model earlier. It's for a Simcade, a very advanced tire model. It's got a lot of control and a lot of like in-model influences. So like the way the tire behaves, real-world tires are incredibly dynamic things. For example, there's a concept called load sensitivity. So how nerdy do you want me to go here?
Go crazy.
So I'm going to start with an analogy. So if you've got a rubber band and you pull it and it goes white, it's because you're stretching the rubber molecules. The same thing happens at the contact patch. As you put load on it, it stretches. With that, the coefficient of friction drops. So you don't get a linear build in force as you apply load. It's on a curve. Our tire model has that because it's very important for things like load transfer. But it also goes back into how slip angle works. So your slip angle doesn't build linearly because of this effect. And our slip angle doesn't. But it's directly influenced at runtime. It's not a pre-baked effect. How the tire is behaving in multiple states is influencing how it's behaving in other states. It's incredibly dynamic and very, very deep.
I mean, I think it's one of those things. I've talked to you about this before. Whereas in real life, like we do break these things down to formula, and we do talk about it as being mathematical. But the actual physics in real life is like unimaginably complex.
Oh, yeah.
Like imagine just how many like rubber molecules are, and they're all actually slightly different anyway, hitting asphalt, which is also not just like one thing. That's like changing and undulating. Some of it's wet, some of it's been torn down, some of it's got chewing gum on it. Like the actual physics taking place as a car moves is like mind-bogglingly complicated.
It's absolutely wild. And you mentioned the surface, like that. So a lot of the way the grip's produced is through the frequency of the tire, like the actual frequency of the vibrations. Michelin years ago did a really cool thing where their tires very low rolling resistance because they realized the frequency is a much lower frequency rolling than it is cornering. So their tire has less grip when it's in a rolling state. But their tires are wild, how complex they are. And
I mean, the level of investment as well from the tire companies kind of shows you the level of complexity. They pour untold millions into eking out every percent of improvement, and then your job is to try and recreate that in maths in a video game.
It's great fun. I love it.
And he's such a snob as well. When we go on track days and we're driving, I'm there on my like Taiwanese semi-slick tires, just having a good time, and Chris is there checking the tire pressures on his Cup 2R, this, that, the others. Like,
I am a tire snob,
with good reason. As just mentioned, the untold millions have been spent by Michelin.
It's kind of good fun. They're not melted yet. That'll do.
All right, that's tires. Anything else you want to tell the world about? Get nerdy on.
Oh, you put me on the spot here. There's so many things.
Okay, well, you don't have to. We can save it for a future pod if you want.
I was going to say one of the other big focuses for me, especially recently, as you know, is our drifting. I think Simcade drifting is kind of part of it. You want to be able to drift and have good fun with it, and we've been really focusing on that, like keeping the car quite stable in a drift and focusing on like the exact inputs you need to give it. But one of the things I'm really focusing on is keeping throttle control. So you don't just mat it and do a big skid. That you have to have some finesse with it. Which for me is a really big thing. It's again going back to that depth and like interactivity with it.
I mean, that is an area that I think has seen like a massive improvement this week, even right?
Yeah.
The last couple of weeks. Yeah, I think obviously we had a lot of our influencer friends on site a few weeks back, and I think they've all given us a clean bill of health in terms of the handling performance. But it has really jumped on quite a lot with those changes. I've honestly been having so much fun playing it, just through because the game features such absurd road network, and some of the streets in Monaco were. They used to be quite, you could be quite nervous taking them at speed, but I think now that you've got those changes, and you're able to just kind of like the kind of slide and catch. Yeah, it's like really improved the experience for me.
Well, you were responsible for capturing some of the footage that we put out recently, weren't you? And that was something that you really wanted to highlight.
Yeah, I really wanted to show that. So the footage of the E46 M3 drifting through Monaco, that was me doing that. I have to say that has an open differential as well. So that's
getting showing off. All right, so again, reminder for you guys, because we're now going to jump through time. So we're recording this on the afternoon of the 25th. There is going to be a live stream in a bit, which means people have seen a little bit more of ClutchTech in that. So I guess we should reference that slightly. So ClutchTech, how's that working? What's our handling vision on ClutchTech?
So yeah, ClutchTech, it's awesome to start with, but it is physics-based. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of the stuff that has been seen before the stream is the more kind of QTE moments, if that's what you want to call them.
I wouldn't call them that, but you've gone and done that now.
Sorry.
But please, can you see?
We can cut that out, right?
Yeah, sure. We tend not to do much edit, but maybe we'll tell that, but carry on.
But yeah, there is a lot to it, and as it is physics-based, it's very interactive.
Yeah. I think again, I would avoid calling it QTE, because I think QTE suggests it's press button, get output, whereas it could have looked like that in those cinematic cameras that have been used, but in reality, it's like even those bits where there are some helpers in there, it's still you can still mess that up. There are still physics at play, and you can mess it up
in the same way as the drifting, right? You don't want a drift button. You want to have that level of skill so the player can have mastery over that technique. And
completely. And as I said earlier, and this has been something that I've said probably like 500 times when we've been making these features, the ability to mess it up is like critical, because the ability to mess it up is where the satisfaction comes from when you nail it. And there's an alternate design of these that we didn't make, where they've been made to make you feel like a superhero. And so when you hit that button and it shoots off the harpoon or it shoots off the air cannon, like it does it in such a way that you get a Hollywood outcome every single time. But the reality is that is only fun a couple times. And when you're in like a high speed, high pressure scenario and you're like, man, these guys are chasing me, I need to get away from them. And you want to have that little bit of like there's a slight bit of nervousness when you hit that button, because then when you land it, it feels so much better. Yeah. The fact that you could have messed it up and you could have screwed yourself over is the thing that makes it feel awesome when you nail it. And in order to achieve that, honestly, it has to be really physics-based. It has to be feel like it exists in the same world as the cars. Yeah. And I think that's a crucial thing as well, that when we're attaching a thing to the car, and it is a car upgrade effectively, it has to still feel like it comes from the same physical world that the cars exist in.
I think it's for that reason. I love how you can combine them, because that's where so each one has its own kind of depth, but it's when you start combining them, you just get this like exponential level of depth from them.
I mean, and as is always the case, like we are mere idiots compared to what our players will do with them. Like we will discover new ways to use them as soon as players can combine them in different ways and blow our minds, no doubt.
Yeah, it's very humbling making a sandbox game, isn't it? What people go and do with it beyond. I guess you said as well, like the harpoon is just the first of the ClutchTech as well, and we're not saying what
we haven't revealed them all. There's hints of them, isn't there, in some of our videos. We have not revealed them all. Were you gonna drop one?
No, I was just don't forget, everyone watching and listening, there is much more to ClutchTech.
Much more to ClutchTech and much more to Clutch. All right, I think that's just about all we've got time for. Thank you very much, gents, for joining us on the show. We'll do that signature thing now, and we'll chop that in. But to all you guys at home, thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to like this video, subscribe to us on all of our channels. Please wishlist the game as well. That's a new thing that we care about. Wishlisting now a very important thing to us. So whatever your preferred platform is, head over there and click that button. It benefits us in some way, and you'll get emails, I guess, and stuff. So go do that. Do that now. Wishlist. There's probably a thing in the description to do that. Yeah, let's assume that someone's done that as well. All right, thank you very much. Goodbye, everybody.
What's on the same side on the other side? Same place on the other side. Wait, that makes it look like I'm a co-driver. I suppose in this. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go with this. That's a scribble.